Big D, what's the word, baby?
It's going, man.
It's going. We're back again, kind of off and on, kind of figuring out the way the video processes work. Getting the week started.
Yes.
Kind of recap me through how the weekend went.
Weekend was okay. Kind of still the struggles that you have every day. I mean, especially for me with the severe depression and everything like that. Just the weekends are a little bit rough on me. I try to find things to do to keep myself occupied, keep my mind occupied and stuff like that. But lately it's just been really hard for me to do it. But besides that, I mean, it was a pretty good weekend, quiet weekend, kind of chilled out a little bit. That's pretty much it. Beginning of my week has been okay. Work's been just work. It's nothing new, nothing different. Getting a little on the stressful side, but still working through, still basically getting through it.
So you know, kind of touch on a little bit there. You talked about the weekends are kind of that lull point. You know, like during the week, your mind's busy. You've got work, you've got the gym, you've got, you know, things going on, personal endeavors, and then the weekend, you kind of end up with a lot more free time. And, you know, for normal-ish guys, normal with quotations, layman's people, oh, free time, perfect. Well, when you're dealing with what you're dealing with, that free time actually turns out to not be quite as good, right? So kind of fill us in a little bit about what that really means in like the quote unquote free time.
So usually like the free time, it pretty much gets to the point where, you know, your demons or your thoughts start calling in, you know, those bad thoughts, those struggles, you know, the things that you've gone through in the past, you know, like me especially, like I said before, with the change of the medications, a lot of the antidepressants for me, I've had to cut down on them because of the fact of the cancer and everything like that. So it's a struggle there. So the medication really is no help or no assistance there. So it's kind of a struggle in that part. Then on top of that, like you said, it's the lull, it's the quiet time. It's the time where your mind just basically just starts drifting.
Yep.
You know, and you try to find things to do to keep it occupied and keep it busy, but it's not there. You know, and especially for me, like in my situation where, you know, when I went through my divorce and everything like that, a lot of people dropped out of my circle. You know, so I don't have that circle that I did before. I don't have the people that I could count on anymore. Yeah. So for me, it's really difficult in that part. My family is there, but they're not there. You know, so it's one of those situations where, especially in my living situation, there's a lot more alone time than there is with people, a social life. So it's a little bit for me, it's a struggle. Yeah. And it's a struggle that I go through every single weekend, you know. And I try to find things to basically keep myself busy, keep myself occupied, but it still doesn't help. You know, that companionship or the, how can I say it? What's the word I'm looking for? I guess you want to say the companionship. It's not there, you know, the social life or the being able to spend time with people, it's just not there. So,
you know, whether it be, you know, a girlfriend, a wife, boyfriend, spouse, whatever, some person, or, you know, like you said, like a further, more developed group of friends and family members, you know, we don't have access to. So, you know, again, we already talked about, like in the last episode, we talked about that kind of, I'm isolated, I'm alone, my phone's freaking. As you were talking about, Daniel, before probably you guys had a earthquake in the camera there. You know, not every weekend's always as easy, right? You talked about you don't have the same network of friends that you used to. You know, you don't have the same familiar contact that you used to have, excuse me. So a lot of times over the weekends where most people get to actually mentally unwind and relax, it's actually kind of the inverse for you. Your brain goes into overdrive and you've got nowhere to run to. You've got no escape from what you're dealing with every day. So to the best of our abilities, what are we doing to combat those problems, combat those voices?
So for me, there's different options. For me, and I know it's going to sound funny and it's going to sound hilarious and everything like that. But for me, sometimes it's, you know, playing video games. You know, playing video games on a PlayStation or anything like that. Sometimes beginning on my computer and kind of like figuring stuff out on the computer. I'm kind of a computer geek and whatever. So, you know, try to get my computer up and running and stuff like that. So just anything that will give me some kind of attention. I want to say something that will get my attention away from those thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, anything that can do it. I will sometimes go for a walk. Since I can't jog anymore, I'll go for a walk. You know, I'll find something to basically keep me distracted. And that's the thing that I have to find. The hardest thing is distraction. And for me right now, a little bit that's helping me is basically the YouTube channel is helping me a little bit. You know, that's when I take a little bit of time if I feel like it. And that's another thing that I'm struggling with, is just basically having that umph.
Yeah.
You know, to go out there and record a video. You know, so for me it's a struggle, because honestly I don't feel myself.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about myself. I'm scared of what people are gonna think. I'm scared of, you know, how the video is gonna come out, even though I've said it before and I'll say it again, you know, that this is more raw, unedited.
Yeah.
I want people to see how I struggle, how I, you know, what the difficulties that I go through in being able to record the videos, do my workouts or anything like that. So it's just want to find that distraction, and I think that's where I struggle the hardest with. You know, and without a community behind you, and again, that's the reason why I want to build a community, is because I want a community that will be able to be there for each other. You know, when we're in that lull, we're in that low, you know, that we can be able to reach out to other people and be like, hey, I'm going through this right now. Is there anyone that can meet up with or something like that, keep myself distracted or anything like that, you know, and that's where the struggle is. That's where the hardest struggle is, right there at that point.
That totally makes sense to me. I mean, and again, like you talking about the major depressive episodes, the joys you do have, you don't have those anymore. Playing the video games, you're like, I don't even want to play today. You'll turn it on and be like, I don't even want to play. The computer stuff, the videos, the workouts, you're going to go through those combative spells where you just aren't yourself. Almost like you're watching your own life from a third person perspective. Pretty much. The whole time you're like, this movie sucks and I don't like this movie.
Yeah, and that's how it is. And it sucks, you know, that, you know, and it's not just myself, you know, it happens to a lot of people. I've heard it come from a lot of people, you know, that's the worst struggle that they have, is the lull, is that quiet time, that time that you're not distracted, that lower part of the depression, not the higher part of the depression, because the higher part of depression, you know, like you said, I have work, I can work out, I can go my job, you know, and you have that distraction, you have that stuff that basically keeps you occupied. It's those low times, the days after work, you know, when you go home, you know, and before the sleep. And believe it or not, a lot of people don't realize that it is right before you go to sleep, your mind just goes into overdrive, where you start thinking about, you know, if you were married at one point and you went through a divorce, you start thinking about and if you're going through a really bad struggle where you are to the point where you really can't, you know, you can't take it anymore, and you get to that point where you want to give up, please don't give up. There are multiple places out there that will be available for you to reach out. You know, there's a suicide hotline. There's plenty of places out there that you can basically reach out to that will help you get to that point. You know, they will try to help you. Again, they are there. That's what they're there for. They're there to get your mind out of that place. You know, wherever it may be, that's their job.
Correct. Absolutely. So, you know, who's not going to help you today, though?
What?
Anybody else in having to survive this leg workout.
There you go. And that's what we're here for today.
That's what we're here for. So we got some legs today. We did a little bit of legs the other day. The first workout you guys saw, we had some leg work. Today's a leg specific day. So we're going to actually use the SSB, mostly because it's already here. It's a harder version of a regular squat, but it's a good squat movement. So we're going to do some squat work. We've got a new leg machine. It's a seated hamstring curl machine. Have fun. And then we're going to do some leg press work. We're going to do some back extension work. It's a huge machine. We're going to do a glute focus, not a low back focus today. Maybe deadlift today. We'll see how much energy we got, see what our time looks like. Just kind of how much I can smoke you before we get there.
There we go.
And we'll tackle it as it comes, all right?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Buddy, let's get it, baby.
All right, man, let's go.
right, Daniel. This better be quick because my arms are gonna get tired.
Let's go for it.
So, tripod died on us, but that's all right. We're still here. How are we feeling?
Pretty good. A little bit in pain, but good. No complaints.
Not too bad, huh?
Not too bad.
We made it.
Yes.
Sheaf tosses.
Oh.
The glue bridge. Hey, it's gonna get demonetized easy.
Hey, it's fine. I mean, it's something new for me, something different, but I can honestly say I enjoyed it. So
Good.
that's weird, but
That's weird. Weird you enjoyed it, huh?
Yeah.
Not all workouts have to be miserable.
Exactly.
They usually are.
Yeah.
So we got some glute bridge, excuse me. We got some hip extension, low back extensions. We got the sheaf tosses in. We got lots of good squats. I thought we were going to lose it there on the squats at the beginning, but we made it. Squats made it through. We got some leg extensions. We got leg curls. Just some solid, just foundational work. Nothing really fancy besides some sheaf tosses. Probably about the most fancy we've got.
Yep.
Almost forgot our walking lunges. That might be the actual worst part of the day.
A little bit, yeah. I wasn't expecting it, but yeah.
But we made it,
Yes.
right? Again, kind of like the beginning of the video, we had in the background before the camera freaked out, the not dead yet, right? We got in, it's Tuesday, beginning of the week, we survived the weekend, we made it through Monday,
Exactly.
Usually Monday is the worst part of the week.
True.
We made it through Monday, and we made it. So you guys were here with us every step of the way.
Yep, you guys were there.
Daniel, we did our thing today.
Awesome.
We look forward to getting it again soon.
Soon.
Hopefully.
Yep.
Right. With that, you guys stay tuned, check in. We got subscribe. We'll cut that part. Boop. Subscriptions, make sure we subscribe, follow the channel. Daniel's got personal vlogs coming out. We've got the workouts coming out. What else we got? Give us a word, Daniel.
Like I said before, and like I said in my personal video, whoever wants to basically be part of this community, you want to tell your stories, you're more than welcome to join. Just hit me up if you guys want to. Let's put ourselves out there. Let's not be afraid. That's what we're here for. We're here to be here for each other and keep each other company and keep each other motivated and going. That's what this channel's for.
Don't be afraid. I love it.
Exactly.
Let's do it, Daniel.
All right, man.
We'll see you guys
Check
soon.
you guys out later.